Welcome back to Storm Alley Wellness in week 4 of our Sun Salutation A practice. You don't have to be doing this on Thursday, considering Thursday's practically over by the time I'm posting this video. Go ahead and meet me at the top of your mat. We are going to start by bringing your arms overhead and down to heart center. That's right, namaste. Let's get right into the first flow. Take it as slow as you need. We are exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling to forward fold all the way down into that chaturanga. Keep your head lifted. I notice myself here dropping my head, so I pick it back up. We're going to inhale into that upward dog and then exhale and get all the way down into that downward dog. You'll notice I take it kind of a step at a time. Take it as slow as you need to get into that position and really feel that alignment in your neutral spine. Pedal your feet out. Feel those stretches and those hamstrings. Your head should be between your arms. Your fingers should be spread out. We're going to inhale now into crescent lunge. Just bring a foot forward. It's okay to wobble. I was really wobbly today. It happens sometimes. Take a couple of breaths here and really feel that stretch in that back leg and that hip flexor there. Feel the strength in your front leg, and then exhale down back to downward dog. We're going to go on to the other side now for crescent lunge, but take as many breaths as you want, as you need in downward dog here. Really ground yourself. Feel nice and stable, and then inhale into that crescent lunge. Here you see me wobble. Yeah. My balance might be getting better, but I'm still pregnant, so it's not perfect. But go ahead and take a couple of breaths here. Really sink into that stretch with the hip flexor. Feel your support in that front leg, holding your weight up, keeping you grounded, and exhale back into downward dog. Now we're going to inhale into upward dog and exhale right back into downward dog. We'll take a breath, maybe 2 here in downward dog, and then we're going to exhale and walk our feet all the way forward back up to the top of the mat. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Why not? You don't have to, but you can if you want to. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swan dive those arms all the way up overhead. Overhead reach down. Now exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We always do this between each flow. We get our balance. You can kind of pedal your feet out whenever your ankles start to get a little bit sore, your calves are feeling it. We're going to go right into that second flow. Inhale up, exhale down, that forward fold. Inhale up into halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to go all the way down into that chaturanga. Keep your head lifted. Look at that, I'm doing so much better this time. Yes, inhale to upward dog. Exhale, go all the way back down into that downward dog. Now you can watch me shift as I go so you can see that you don't have to be perfect. Take this as you can. Keep your alignment good. Alignment is the most important thing. We're going to inhale now into that crescent lunge. Take a couple of breaths here again. Okay, and our third and fourth flows here, we are going to try and put breath to movement and do one breath, one movement. Exhale back into that downward dog. Hold it as long as you need. Take a couple of breaths here. Pedal your feet out if you need to still. We're going to inhale right into that crescent lunge on the other side. If you wobble, don't give up. Just get up there. And then exhale into that stretch. Really feel that stretch. Inhale, lift, exhale back down into that downward dog. And you can hold that crescent lunge for as long as it feels good to you. But here we're going to inhale into this upward dog and exhale back into downward dog. We'll take one breath here, and then we are going to exhale and bring our feet back to the top of our mat into that forward fold. Nice deep exhale. Get all the air out of your lungs before you inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, really fill your lungs as you reach your hands overhead. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Catch your breath here. If you're like me, your heart might just be pounding. We're going to really feel grounded through our feet here in the mat. We keep our hands at heart center so that we can feel our heart, feel our center, feel our alignment. You can shift around like I'm doing here. Here my calves were starting to burn. It happens. We're getting into the third flow going. We're going to inhale up, exhale down into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold all the way down into that chaturanga. That's right. You bring your feet back. You can drop to your knees if you need to. And inhale into that upward dog. Yes, try and really get a stretch in that upward dog before you exhale down into that downward dog. We're doing 4 rounds for the rest of our Sun Salutation A practice. Week 4 here is the first time we start with 4 rounds. We will keep this up in weeks 5 and 6. You can always hold downward dog as long as you want. We're going to inhale right up into that crescent lunge. Exhale into the stretch. Inhale, make some room. Exhale back down into downward dog. Take a breath in downward dog. We're going to inhale into crescent lunge on the other side, bringing that foot forward and getting up there with hands overhead. We're going to exhale and into that stretch. Really feel it in that hip flexor. We'll inhale, make some space, and exhale right back into that downward dog. We're getting ready to put 1 breath to 1 movement for our final 4th flow of the day. We're going to inhale into that upward dog and exhale back into downward dog. Take 1 breath in, and then when we exhale, we are walking all the way back up to the front of the mat in that nice forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Really try to bring your chest to your legs. Inhale, up, arms overhead. Exhale, bring those hands back down to heart center. Catch your breath here. Feel yourself grounded and stable and balanced. Shift if you need to. Relieve any tension that might be building in your ankles and calves. Now we're going into our 4th and final flow. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale into that forward fold. Get as deep as you can in that forward fold. And then you'll inhale up to halfway lift. Exhale, bring those feet all the way back and come down into Chaturanga. Keep that head lifted. Inhale up into upward dog. Exhale right back into downward dog. Now we're not going to hold this one as long. We're going to take 1 breath and then we're going to inhale into crescent lunge. Bring that foot forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Feel that stretch sink into it. We're going to inhale up and then exhale back down into that downward dog. That's right. We're going to take 1 breath here. And on our next inhale, we're going to bring the other foot forward and come back up into that crescent lunge. 1 breath, 1 movement. We're going to exhale into the stretch. We'll inhale, make some space, and we'll exhale back down into downward dog. Here in downward dog, we're going to take a breath, and then on our next inhale, we're going to come down into upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Inhale, and on your next exhale, walk those feet back up to the head of your mat into that forward fold. That's right. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. And when we inhale, we're coming all the way back up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. That was 4 rounds. If you've been practicing with me all this time, you should be feeling a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable, maybe a little bit more balanced. Namaste, my friends. Go ahead and inhale those hands up and exhale back into mountain pose. Take care.